Sometimes when you're doing a lot of color work, it's nice to weave in ends as you go. I start with about a 6-inch tail on the old yarn and also about a 6-inch tail on the new yarn. I go in, loop the yarn together, pull the stitch up through, and do another stitch to make everything more secure. Then I can begin weaving. So I go into the stitch with my right needle, let everything kind of dangle there. I take the two tails, put them over my index finger and between that and my middle finger so I can manipulate them, and I pull them from right to left between the two needles. Then I go around and then I pull them back. At that point I can pull the stitch through the loop and off the needle. The next stitch is just to keep everything tamped down, so I stitch without maneuvering at all. Then I go into the stitch, move left, around, through, and off, and then tamp down. Into the stitch, left, around, through, and off, tamp down. How long do you do this? Depends how paranoid you are. I like to usually go a couple of inches or so. This technique doesn't work unless you have fairly tight stitches here. You don't want to be able to see the new yarn through the old yarn, so that's one consideration. It also makes things a little bit lumpy, so you may or may not like that for certain circumstances. But it is nice to get your ends woven in as you go sometimes. After I'm done, I usually snip the ends at about a 1/2 inch right away so that I know that those ends aren't going to be woven in again when I've already done them before. And the 1/2 inch makes things so that they don't crawl through to the front. Then you can continue across the rest of the row, and that's how you weave in ends. It's easy.